People, this is very crazy. Crypto experts predict that the price of the XRP Ripple coin might increase by 69,000%. This implies that the price may rise to $2,083. You can't ignore this positive signal, and it's all because to BlackRock, one of the wealthiest corporations on the planet. They are taking our cherished cryptocurrency very seriously. Watch this video through to the end. Let me clarify. Disclaimer, is the largest XRP pump in history going to happen, according to BlackRock? As rumors about the biggest asset management in the world and its potential ambitions for XRP grow, that is the question that is reverberating across the cryptocurrency community. What began as unsubstantiated hearsay has now developed into a serious discussion supported by powerful voices. One that has the potential to change both the future of XRP and the foundation of international finance. It all started when Levi from Crypto Crusaders posted a video which sparked new interest among XRP enthusiasts. Levi uses advice from Bitwise Asset Management's chief investment officer Matt Hogan, who has long expressed optimism about XRP's distinct value proposition. Hogan claims that because of its speed, affordability, and scalability, XRP is the perfect answer for interbank transfers and cross-border payments, two of the most antiquated and ineffective segments of the financial industry. He contends that XRP has the capacity to act as the digital glue in a quickly changing global financial system in addition to replacing antiquated technologies like SWIFT. This is where it becomes really explosive though. Hogan allegedly alluded to a move that would change the game. The financial behemoth BlackRock, which manages over $10 trillion, may be looking into an ETF based on XRP. For those unfamiliar with the word, an exchange-traded fund (ETF) is a stock that represents a collection of assets. On conventional markets, investors can purchase and sell it with ease. Institutions and individual investors can easily obtain exposure to digital assets with a crypto ETF without having to deal with cryptocurrency wallets or exchanges. Therefore, an XRP ETF would be more than just another financial product if BlackRock were to introduce one. It would be a huge endorsement of XRP's credibility and future worth. The ramifications are enormous. Billions of dollars might be invested in the XRP market through a BlackRock XRP ETF, increasing demand, supplying liquidity, and potentially causing the price to rise. Furthermore, it doesn't end there. Levi's analysis suggests that BlackRock might be considering using XRP for internal business purposes, such financial transfers and real-time settlements over its international investment network. Furthermore, the business might be considering the XRP ledger as a platform for tokenizing tangible assets such as commodities, real estate, or even company stock. The XRP ledger, which facilitates the creation and exchange of digital assets, might provide BlackRock with the ideal framework for integrating blockchain technology with conventional finance. Meanwhile, audacious statements are all over social media. BlackRock is considering a $9 trillion move involving XRP, according to a tweet from the XRP governor. Although unverified, the comment supports long-held beliefs within the XRP community that XRP is a key component of the financial system of the future, not just another cryptocurrency. Verson of Black Swan Capitalist reinforced that opinion in a tweet titled "Former BlackRock Portfolio Manager Confirms. Gold will be remonetized when the monetary reset occurs. Once more, real money. This is where stablecoins and Basel III collide. When you include a cross-border protocol such as XRP, you are examining the new financial system's infrastructure. Although these remarks may come across as hyperbolic, they are part of a growing belief that XRP is particularly positioned to benefit from a financial realignment that the world is slowly moving toward. Naturally, not all of this is verified. Even Hogan admitted that a lot of this is conjectural. However, conjecture is frequently the spark that ignites the fuse in the world of finance, particularly when it originates from reliable sources. And people pay attention when organizations like BlackRock begin to focus on XRP. After all, BlackRock's foray into the Bitcoin ETF market contributed to the cryptocurrency's historic 2024 price spike. The outcomes could be historic if XRP has the similar momentum. However, everything is far more fascinating than you may realize. Something much more is taking place behind the Wall Street headlines and whispers. You will be astounded by the predictions made by leading crypto experts. The financial change we're discussing is so significant that most individuals aren't even prepared for it. This is not what you're prepared for. Therefore, XRP is awakening rather than merely moving. Something has changed following months of sideways movement and gradual consolidation. Analysts and traders are no longer speaking cautiously, rather the terminology has evolved. The community senses that confidence is growing and that charts are flashing messages. XRP just gone into full beast mode, as one user on X commented. This is a launch sequence rather than a spike. Another person dubbed it the ideal XRP breakout. The sentiment is becoming louder, and it's possible that the charts are finally catching up to the long simmering conviction. However, the confidence is supported by historical and macroeconomic factors, so this moment is more than just hype. One of the most renowned macro analysts in the field and co-founder of Real Vision, Raoul Pal, claims that the market structure forming currently matches that observed in early 2017. The dollar briefly rose, financial conditions tightened, and risky assets like cryptocurrencies stopped before exploding again then, after Trump's first election triumph. During that same period, XRP produced an astounding 69,000% increase. In less than a year, something that began at less than a cent rose to $3.80. Not only is that type of parabolic movement remembered, but it is also researched, cited, and perhaps even repeated today. In light of global monetary changes and Trump's re-election, Raoul Pal thinks the current cycle may provide the same opportunity. Once more, risky assets like XRP have been suppressed by the dollar's brief strengthening. Paul clarifies, however, that this tightening is policy-driven and not long-term. In the past, money has tended to return to riskier assets as soon as the dollar starts to weaken and pressure to devalue increases. That might indicate ignition for XRP. Already between November and January, we've witnessed a change from 50 cents to $3.40. A 580% rally that is similar to the first significant leg of XRP in 2017. Technical analysts such as eGrag Crypto are now predicting what might be the second wave. A predicted increase of more than 121%, which would drive XRP closer to $5. If the wave picks up speed and sentiment ignites, some objectives rise much further, to $6, $7.80 or higher. The neighborhood also senses it. According to one post, XRP is a global token in addition to a coin. This is our generation's wealth transfer. Recognize your possessions. For some of you, this will be the moment that makes all the difference in the world, so HODL as if your life depended on it. There will be billionaires created. Avoid being the person who sells too soon and then regrets it. 100 XRP will eventually buy you a mansion, said another person. Perhaps dramatic, yet there is a sincere sense of conviction hidden beneath the dramatization, something that has been put to the test through years of stagnation, legal battles, and anxiety, uncertainty, and doubt. However, XRP is still standing here, not only surviving but also preparing for what might be its turning point. It's unclear if the entire 69,000% spike from 2017 will occur again. However, the timing is eerily accurate. The macro setup is similar and the structure is present. We may be seeing more than just a breakout if Paul is correct and the subsequent phase is similar to the previous one. With XRP in the forefront, it might be the beginning of the next altcoin supercycle. Let's now take a closer look at XRP Ripple's collaborations. Ripple is doing more than just making moves behind the scenes. It is constructing the framework for the financial system of the future. The list of companies silently supporting Ripple, which includes multinational banks and payment behemoths, is nothing short of revolutionary. This is strategy, not conjecture. And you can't afford to ignore the bullish signal that is about to appear. Global adoption is therefore no longer merely a catchphrase, rather it is becoming a reality. And at the heart of it all is Ripple, which has integrated its technology into the foundation of contemporary political, financial, and real estate systems. An excellent illustration of how XRP's ecosystem is subtly but effectively establishing itself in some of the world's most significant markets is the company's recent collaboration with Control Alt, a tokenization platform with headquarters in the United Arab Emirates. Ripple is working with the Dubai Land Department to safely, openly, and transparently post property title deeds onto the XRP ledger. A government agency is tokenizing real estate deeds on a public blockchain.